This is WIKISPEED March 13, 2025, and I'll go in the order you appear on the screen. David, what did you do last week?
Well, I managed to finally file for the provisional patent on one of my inventions and submit it to a company to see if they want to buy the license rights. Um, and so that was the big thing. I mean, basically, the rest of it was all the usual doctor appointments and junk like that.
Okay, coming week.
Uh, Coming week, one of the my co-inventors wants me to help him with a project that basically just a watering system for his plants that will check the moisture and water the plants and stuff like that. You know, we're big into a lot of the hydroponics and growing and stuff like that. And so he wants me to help him with the electronics. This is the guy that we had this deal. He does the mechanical engineering. I do the electrical engineering.
Cool. Okay, and any blocks?
And I'll also try to work on my book if I ever get around to that. Blocks, just the usual. A lot of other stuff I have to do that doesn't relate directly to work.
Okay,
Busyness, so to speak.
okay. So Joe, you're up next, and I have to say it's an honor to see you again.
Yeah, haven't seen you since you were working on a car.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on cars again, which is part of why I'm here. Fantastic to see you, David.
And
Again, Lauren, we had some crosstalk before the stand-up started being recorded, but it's awesome to see you, Lauren. It's awesome to see you, Michael. It's
yeah.
awesome to see you, David.
Thank you.
So stand up.
I'm
Last
going to
last
just note that normally we don't record crosstalk. So if there's anything you want offline, so you can just whatever you want on the recording and
Sure.
whatever you don't want. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate it. Okay. Last week I downloaded the WIKISPEED drop boxes, and that completed actually just a few hours ago. I finally got a big enough offline storage that I could. Because at least the way I understand Dropbox, if a folder is top level, I can't rearrange it. I can't make them nested afterwards. And I have a lot of different top level folders from various conflicts like WIKISPEED 1, WIKISPEED 2, WIKISPEED, and others, and like WIKISPEED pictures, WIKISPEED videos. And I'd like to rearrange them. So last week I downloaded, I think, all the WIKISPEED Dropbox assets so they can be rearranged and then restored in whatever order, or things that are just truly not used anymore or redundant, I can throw them away. Maybe. Um, Last week I started recruiting drivers for WIKISPEED EV racing here in Japan. Um, I am in Fukuoka, Japan. Right now it's 7:16 a.m. here. Um, uh, and I started updating a version of the WIKISPEED Shield logo to be a QR code inside the shield. So that when it's on the side of a car and it shows up in photography, it goes to wikispeed.com. Um, and it's not done. I started that process. I have the QR code. It's not nested in the shield in a way that looks at all good for to be put on a race car yet, but that's happening. Um, and thanks, Lauren. Thanks for cheering. And I did some offline website branding work that uh, so some website design that has not been updated to the WIKISPEED website, which is a topic for crosstalk. So that's the last week part. You're muted,
Larry,
Lauren.
you're muted.
Yeah, go ahead. I don't know if coming week's relevant because, or how about just whatever what you're planning in the near future?
You're great, Lauren. Well, what I'd like to do this coming week, including today, is then merge the drop boxes that I have offline, the WIKISPEED drop boxes, and throw away duplicates And I'd like to actually archive or keep offline or even throw away stuff that truly hasn't been edited in years and years and doesn't look like it has enormous historical value. Um, so the things that haven't been touched in more than 6 years is probably a good boundary. So that's something I'd like to do. And if people would like that to not happen, please let me know or have another alternative. Also, what I would like to do is update the WIKISPEED website to include recruiting drivers for WIKISPEED EV racing and to document the EV racing activities, which are currently centered here in Japan. There's a hope from WIKISPEED Germany. I don't know how many of you people worked with WIKISPEED Germany, but Guido Kramer and a few others there would like to get involved in EV racing under the WIKISPEED name again in Germany, but that's a wish. But anyway, so the website being able to support the possibility of not just Japan is good. But I would wish to update the website some at least in the next week to support WIKISPEED EV racing, attracting drivers, race reports, video clips if I'm lucky, or at least links to YouTube um, and the WIKISPEED X. The X is really active in Japan, formerly Twitter, so it's a good way to connect with drivers and maybe even potential sponsors. Right now, I'm financing it basically myself, but there is a bakery that gives me bread sometimes, and a coffee shop that sometimes gives me coffee, but usually I pay for it because I really like the coffee shop and they don't have a lot of extra money. But yeah. Blocking issues are I need team feedback on the Dropbox. Um, and also on the idea for the website update. What else is important to the other people that would like to use the website? I already got a hint from you all about Little Red Wagon. So yes, please. That's it. I'm done.
Okay, Michael.
Okay, it's Michael Wilczuk, Saskatoon, Canada. Unfortunately, I don't have much to report for last week. I am still trying to get Docker running so we can do some development on this robot operating system stuff. And that's what I'm hoping to do next week. And my blocks are I'm not working on WIKISPEED because I have a part-time job and my grandson is just way too busy. He's in hockey and a whole bunch of other stuff, and just following him around is almost a full-time job. But that's it for me.
Okay. Lawrence Salter, Gabriel Island, British Columbia, Canada. And the past week, mostly, I'm working on this imager, Pi imager for yeah, to get a second SD card for the Pi that's in we're using two robot cars or vehicles. One's a tank. Michael has a tank and a car, and I have a car called the Sunfounder. And we've been through some iterations. The Sunfounder things that was originally with it was not too helpful. And so we're just getting into a kind of standard Pi. So the car has a Pi on it. And I'm trying to download something that will connect to my Wi-Fi because we found that what we want is something that someone else can easily do. And we found it was a little painful to get it onto the Wi-Fi network. So I tried once without success. The Pi Imager now has the options when you download it to say what your network is and the password, and it should work. First time it didn't. I'm using a second SD card I've got to try that route as well as I'm troubleshooting it with my router and stuff. But I have support for doing that, but I'm not super good at network with using Ubuntu and things like that. So that's where I'm at, and I hope to just keep making progress that way. I just started up my second Ubuntu, which is 22. This one is 20, or rather, the one I'm using is 20. So that's where I'm at. Blocks are actually it's the network the issues I have with or the my lack of skill with network using Linux. And that's it for the kind of oh yeah, pardon me. Yeah, David's stepped away. So to you, Joe, for whatever is appropriate for retro for yourself and the team. Oh, David.
Sorry, I had to make a brief stop out there.
David, do you want to give a score to yourself or the team?
Well, I'm pretty happy with the fact that I finally got the pads and everything. One more thing I'll mention for the future. I mentioned that I'm working with a guy. We're working on more efficient, longer range electric boats, and I would like at some point to go out and see his testing facility and you know, see if I can help him with the actual testing and everything. I'm basically designing and making parts with a 3D printer, and so that's another thing on my to-do list. As so, like I said, the fact that I got that done. One other thing I did get done was trying to do some more work organizing the local inventors club that I'm trying to get together. So I'm basically that consisted of contacting people and upgrading my meetup thing into a virtual paying for it, all that stuff. So I'm going to give myself a good 9, you know, for that. The group seems to be doing well, so I'll give you a 9 too. You know.
Okay, Joe.
Well, sure. A 5 for me. I'm happy I got some things done that I've been wanting to, or started some things. For the team, absolutely congratulations on your filing, David. That sounds like a wonderful earned accomplishment.
It's just a provisional patent, which is basically nothing, but you know, I got the paperwork done so that I can then submit it to companies and say, you know, patent pending.
Yes, I did. Well, thank you for the work. Lauren and Michael, fantastic that even though I have not been here in a while, your projects are still something that's passionate and warm to you and something you still push and do. And great job doing your best to keep up with your grandson, Michael. So absolutely a 10. What a Kaizen improvement, a possible improvement is for me to understand the go no go from at least you folks, who the currently active people on Dropbox, and I'd be happier because then I could move forward or stop. And then thank you. Then the go no go on website edits and what. And I already heard back. You want I think it was Michael who said you want to keep some website visibility on some of the current projects that aren't EV racing. So my Kaizen would be to understand as clearly as I can what changes are not helpful on the website and what changes are helpful, so I can then move forward. So I'm not blocked. That would make me happier because then I could get more done. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, for me, I'm going to do a 7 for me. I agree, a 10 for the team, and I agree with your thing that we should make that clear. Maybe I don't know. We were using Jitsi and people had trouble, so we'll talk in crosstalk anyway. Anybody want any crosstalk on screen?
I should probably do retro.
What's that?
I should probably do my retro.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to miss you. Go ahead. Thanks for reminding me.
It's not much. I'm going to give myself a 2 because I didn't get very much done. I'll go 9 for the team because it can always be better. And we haven't really done much for suggested improvements because it's tough to do when there's only 2 of us. So getting you to understand what it is, and enabling your steps forward, I think is an excellent excellent one. Anyway, do you want to do crosstalk recorded or not?
Yeah, if there's nothing you want particularly recorded, I'll stop now so it starts to download and we can talk freely
Okay.
in crosstalk. Everybody on board with that?
Sure.
Sure.